Have you ever listened to British people talking and thought, how do they make English sound so natural? Well, the secret isn't complicated. It's the phrases they use every single day. Today, I'm going to teach you 6 authentic British English expressions that will instantly make you sound more like a native speaker. Ready? Let's go. Hello, and welcome back to Daily English Edge. In this video, we're exploring 6 British English phrases that native speakers use in everyday conversation. These aren't formal expressions you find in textbooks. These are real phrases from real British people. If you want to sound fluent and natural, these 6 expressions are essential. So stick around, because by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to use these phrases confidently in your own conversations. Let's start with, I'm knackered. This is a very common British expression that means you're extremely tired or exhausted. Americans would say, I'm exhausted, or I'm wiped out. But in Britain, you'll hear this all the time. For example, after a long day at work, a British person might say, I'm absolutely knackered, I'm going straight to bed. Or if you've been exercising, you might tell your friend, that workout was intense, I'm knackered. The word knackered comes from the idea of being completely worn out, and it's used in casual, friendly conversation. You'll definitely hear it in pubs, offices, and among friends. Next, we have brilliant. In American English, brilliant is a formal word that means very intelligent or showing great skill. But in British English, it's casual and means great or excellent. British people use this all the time when they're happy about something. Imagine your friend tells you they got a promotion. You might say, that's brilliant. Or if someone suggests going to the cinema, you reply, brilliant idea. You can also hear it as, that's absolutely brilliant, or just brilliant on its own. It's one of the most friendly and positive expressions in British English, and you'll hear it everywhere from coffee shops to offices. The word cheers is interesting because it has 2 main meanings in British English. First, it's used as a toast when raising a glass, exactly like in English-speaking countries everywhere. You say cheers before drinking with friends. But here's what makes it very British. It's also used to mean thank you. When someone helps you or gives you something, a British person will often say, cheers, mate, or simply, cheers. It's very informal and friendly. For example, if someone holds the door open for you, you might say, cheers, or if a colleague sends you information you needed, you reply in an email, cheers for that. This is completely natural in Britain, and it shows you're comfortable and relaxed in conversation. Let's talk about mate. This is probably one of the most stereotypically British words you'll hear. In British English, mate means friend or buddy. It's very casual and friendly. You might hear, thanks, mate, or how are you, mate, or my mate told me about this restaurant. Americans sometimes use buddy or dude, but in Britain, mate is the standard casual word for friend. You can use it with people you know well, in informal settings, with colleagues, or even with strangers in a relaxed context. For instance, at a pub, someone might say, can I join you, mate? The key thing is that mate is always friendly and informal. It's not rude or disrespectful. British people use it naturally in conversation all the time. Here's an expression that shows real British understatement. That's a bit much. British people often avoid being too direct or dramatic, so they use phrases like this when something is excessive or over the top. If someone does something annoying, instead of saying, that's completely unacceptable, a British person might say, that's a bit much, isn't it? For example, if a friend cancels plans 3 times in a row, you might say, canceling again, that's a bit much. Or if someone charges too much for something, £50 for a coffee, that's a bit much. This phrase is very characteristic of British politeness. It's a gentle way of disagreeing or expressing disapproval without being aggressive. You'll hear it regularly in British conversation. Finally, we have, Bob's your uncle. This is a fun, old-fashioned British expression that means, there you have it, or, and you're done. It's used when you're explaining how to do something or when something is finished and complete. For example, if you're giving directions, you might say, turn left at the roundabout, then right at the lights. And Bob's your uncle. You're there. Or if you're explaining a simple process, you say, just mix these ingredients together, put it in the oven, and Bob's your uncle. Dinner's ready. The origin of this phrase is unclear, but it's very much a part of British English culture. It sounds quirky and fun, and native speakers use it when they want to sound casual and friendly. It's definitely worth knowing because it makes you sound authentically British. There you have it, 6 authentic British English phrases that will make you sound more fluent and natural in conversation. Remember, the best way to master these expressions is to practice them regularly. Try using 1 or 2 of these phrases in your conversations this week and notice how natural they feel. If you found this lesson helpful, please subscribe to Daily English Edge for a new English lesson every single day. Thanks for learning with us, and I'll see you in the next video.